everybody. Here we are again then, back in the old routine, and we're outdoors, even if it is sniffy cold, sniffy nose weather. But, the old garden's a bit on its last knockings now, still hanging on. A quick squint at that. All a bit plain Jane here, with apologies to anybody called Jane. Waiting for our winter pansies to come up. The cornus, or dogwood, has given us a nice display this year. And the pericantha berries are in full blossom, full bloom, whatever you call it. Our cornilla is in full vigour. This is a winter plant. It smells a treat, beautiful. The nemesia's hanging on just. And the old clematis, I can't believe this is still going. We thought that had had its lot when it got some wilt, and here it is, November, still in flower. The old acer is still looking rather pretty, just changing colour slightly. One pansy. Hi mate, nice to see you. Where's all the rest of them? And some sort of pond plant here, rather attractive colour I think. Anybody? Hydrangea still looking attractive, even though that is going over. Another one here. Foliage is good on that, and we've still got flowers. Now cornilla in the background. Lovely. Right, on with the show. Right, now we've got a lot to get through today then, in matters arising. Before we get started with any of that, we have a very important public service announcement to make here. Simon the hairy golfer has commented, "I'm very sad to say that now our local Debenhams has gone, I will be unemployed this Christmas. I've grown a big white beard for nothing." So if you happen to own a large department store and you haven't yet signed up your Santa, give him a comment. Actually, you might think I'm a bit cruel to Simon, but if you go onto his channel, the hairy golfer, and look at some of the comments on there, he's been playing down in Monmouth. There's somebody down there, I reckon the Welsh will be glad to see the back of him cutting up their golf courses. I didn't see what Simon answered to that one. I thought it might be unprintable. Oh well. Right then, on the last vlog that we did, which was the 22nd of October. 22nd of October, gee whiz. Halfway through November now. I was trying to explain the film club and the non-film club and the film. Don't let's go there. Jim Nichols said, "Yes we do, but no we don't." That explained it perfectly, Ron. I wouldn't trust Jim, you know how it is. On the other hand, Jim Weeks, we really enjoyed the non-video video, or whatever we're calling it now. So you lose. Oh dear. Sharon Idle has picked up. "You appear to be plagued by flying things. If it's not that damn bird that follows you around everywhere, with the intent of tunefully interrupting you during your rhetoric, is some tally-ho pilot attempting to buzz you in your garden." Yes, absolutely right. I'm still on the lookout for a second-hand anti-aircraft gun, and I think we'll level the odds a bit with any luck. Lionel and Mary Travels, another good channel to look at. And they're referring obviously to the film there, which was the sunrise. It's very early to be up and about. Do you rise at that time every day? Nothing like it. No, that's the middle of the night these days. Oh dear. Right, the Forest of Dean Railway then, which was the first of our railway films. Trainfest Ken. Great video. It takes me back to my childhood when I lived nearby and travelled on trains to and from both those lines and stations. Wow. And also up into Town Station, now part of the Dean Forest Railway. So Ken then was using that railway as a proper railway. Must be some wonderful memories in there. Jim Nichols again. "The steam train took me back to 1950s when I used to travel to school in Sussex by train." Imagine going to school on a train. We'd dream about that now, wouldn't we? He says, "A line that's now long gone. I remember in those days, if you wanted to visit the station without catching a train, you had to buy a platform ticket at the grand cost of 1 old penny. You don't seem to have that great expense these days. 1 old penny. That's not to suggest you're of advanced years, Jim, is it? No. Sharon Idle. Must have been a hive of activity back there in the day, with all sorts of locomotives chugging along the multiple lines, transporting passengers, goods, and shunting steam-propelled engines from one place to another. Yeah, Sharon captures it, doesn't she, really? And Michael from Poland on the same sort of theme. This area must have been very busy, with coal trains coming from the Forest of Dean mines, loading into sea-going vessels and passengers travelling to and from London. I wonder what sort of locomotive traffic there would have been. Yeah, now, there's Andrew Merriman, our technical person. Nothing much gets past Andrew, so Andrew couldn't let that one go by. And so he says, "Hi Michael, locomotives used on the Forest of Dean railways tended to be small 060 tank engines, such as Class 3F tanks and later GWR pannier tanks." Well done, Andrew. Andrew steps in for anything slightly technical on railways. Andrew's there. It takes a great load off me. I'm not technical at all, really. Oh, thanks, Andrew. Of course, he doesn't let me get away with it much, mind you. The station at 0147 is in fact Lydney Town Station, not Lydney Junction. Sorry about that, Andrew. It says the signal at the end of the platform is the up main starting left and the up main starting to third line right. The derelict building at 0543 is the old up platform ground frame. The station is built on the old Severn Bridge lines and was the third station at Lydney Junction. Andrew, you're a star. Thanks for all that. Yes, Willem Whitmore is not going to let me get away with that either. He says the station shown at 0147 is not the mainline station. It is Lydney Town Station, I believe. Yes, you're quite right. Right. North by Northwest then, Ian, talking about the harbour in that film. He says, my brother has his sailboat in that harbour in Lydney. Next time I get back to the UK, he's threatening to take me out in his boat for a few days. A bit of brotherly bonding, perhaps. He wouldn't get me on a boat in the Severn. Treacherous river. Tides and rip tides and moving sandbanks, and gosh, you've got to know the river to go on there. And John M. Moore, that's his channel name, but of course it's Martin. Long story. I have friends Margaret and Trevor from Painswick who are very much involved with that heritage enterprise. Indeed, Trevor has been chairman. We met on our trips to India, which you may have watched on my channel. Yeah, if you want to watch some foreign rails, steam and otherwise, that's the place to go. John M. Moore. Now Trev Joyce, I hope I've pronounced that right, Trev. Trev Joyce says, hi. I've been watching your channel for a long time now, but as I watch on the TV, I can't type comments. Therefore today I thought I would watch on the PC and post. I'm glad we are to receive it, Trev. Thank you very much indeed. We're always like new posters on this channel. Great stuff. Now, the other film I put out, which was last weekend, I think. I've lost track of it all. Sumac MacArthur. Now, Sumac is our virtual mascot. She lives with James Weeks in Canada. Thanks, Ron. I don't think I've ever seen more spotless locomotives. It's interesting to be reminded that people, and dogs, in times past didn't actually see things in black and white like their photo records imply. It's true, isn't it? Anything you see from way back is always in monochrome, if you want to call it monochrome, or black and white, whatever. And you kind of feel that's how things were. You forget it was actually in living colour. Oh, Trev Joyce again. Super impressed with the work and attention to detail they put into that railway. And there's quite, well, I think most people really echoed Trev's thoughts there. Andrew Merriman again. This is Andrew at his finest. What a very smart and tidy railway it is today, with great attention to detail. Only slightly marred by the fact that the heights of the inner home signals are not correct. It would have been very difficult to get the correct ones. There were not that many on the national network to get hold of, with the calling on arms for the entry into a partially occupied platform below the main signal arm. One of these can be seen in the off position at 3:38. Absolutely mighty. Right, we're getting there. Sharon again. The railway is a beautiful line. It is too, isn't it? And I hope that eventually it extends as far as Honeybourne on Network Rail's line and onward to Stratford-on-Avon, whether that be a heritage endeavour or rebuilt by Network Rail. I very much doubt, however, that the line will ever reconnect with Network Rail. I'll get it right in a minute. With Network Rail at Cheltenham. Yeah, true. I think there's a pretty good chance it will get to Honeybourne. definitely. That'll give it a main line connection. But if you look at Cheltenham from where they end at the racecourse and then into the centre of town, there's all sorts of stuff in the way now. I'm not saying it's impossible, nothing's impossible, but it wouldn't be easy, nor cheap. Michael from Poland, sheer nostalgia. I'm wondering what it must have been like on race day at Cheltenham. Train after train, coming and going, bringing racing fans to the course. A sort for sore eyes, I think. They still run race day specials there to ease off the traffic congestion around the course and car parking as well. So you can actually go and park out at Toddington, where they've got a huge car parking area there in a field. You can park there, catch the train into Cheltenham for the races on the back of a steam train. What better way to go? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Philip Pankhurst says it's a wonderful tribute to a railway that has suffered more than most in its 40 years as a heritage line, but it has always bounced back with gusto. Yeah, with their embankments especially, they've had problems with slips and goodness knows what. It's cost a huge amount of money to put it right, but they've done it somehow. People have supported them, kept them going. He said, apart from the Toddington buildings, the line has been rebuilt from absolute zero and is still developing. When complete, their new station at Broadway will be one of the wonders of heritage rail. They were really motoring on with that before COVID came along. I haven't seen where they're at since then. Let's have a look. But yeah, they do things properly. Now, West Country Wanderings, that's our Paul. And again, if you want to have a nice look around the countryside, West Country Wanderings is the channel to go for. And Paul will give you all the detail you need to know all about the area. Brilliant, enhances your visit, no doubt. Right, as others have said, the dedication of the volunteers is a sight to behold and much to be admired. Yeah. North by Northwest, our Ian. Looks like a first-rate preserved line. A real credit to the people who run it. I love the attention to detail around the stations and the condition of everything, including the engines. Yeah. Now, John M. Moore again, Martin, said, we were there on Saturday. The last final hour of the day was spent in the car park with a dead battery and an immobile automatic Land Rover. Oh boy. Anyway, the splendid GWSR folks sprung to the rescue and one emerged with a portable starter for 40-ton trucks. That did the trick. Needs no comment from me, does it really? What magnificent people they are there. James Weeks gets the comment of the week. Hi Ron, what a relaxing video. It's so nice to fall asleep to the chuffing of and then We're keeping you up, James. Right. Next week's film then, we're going to go for a walk in the Cotswolds. Last chance to sneak in a walk in the Cotswolds before the winter closes in, and we're going to Guyting Power. That has a rather unique history in that going back many years it was starting to get into disrepair, and so the local lord of the manor kind of took it all over, did the renovations and now controls it, so he doesn't let people in that aren't local-ish. So it gives it a unique atmosphere there, really. Very good, very good. So we'll have a look at that next week. Now, Film Club this week. Don't let open that can of worms. No. Film Club this week. We had the sunrise last week. Now we're going to have the sunset. And I've topped and tailed a film that I did. It's on the channel somewhere. Walk in Cornwall, sunrise, sunset. I'll let you guess what the music could be, assuming that YouTube don't snaffle it, and we'll run that and see what you think. Right, so that's all for this week. I'll see you next Friday at Guyting Power. Don't be late.
sunset, sunrise.